Hey y'all, thank you for joining me for this divine masculine energy reading. If it's your first time joining me, my name is Keita. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Y'all like my new robe? It's all soft and snuggly and things. It's much better than that gray robe. Don't get me wrong, that was my baby. I hated to let it go. Actually, I hadn't got rid of it yet. I'm struggling with putting it in a Goodwill bag because I need to, but I'm like, what if I want to wear it again? So I'm having some separation anxiety. Y'all might see it again, but I am happy with my new robe. Very reflective of my vibe these days. Um, but yeah, I was trying to wait until January to release a divine masculine energy reading because I just did one a little over 2 weeks ago, and I had made it a monthly thing, but the download just saw 111 that I got so profoundly a moment ago has me emotional. My chest is heavy, and I feel like hopefully I'll feel better. I feel like I'm about to cry. I feel like I'll feel better after I get this reading out. And I'm being obedient. I'm really having to breathe through this. I didn't feel like this prior to turning the camera on. I'm being obedient because somebody needs the confirmation. So this may not be anything new to you. This message may be for someone who just saw 211. What you are currently experiencing needs verbiage. You need the words to understand the emotion that you feel. And that's why I've been called down here to these YouTube streets with my iPad propped up on my knee while I'm sitting in the bed in my robe to speak on it. So here we go. So whoever I'm speaking to is in hermit mode as best they possibly can be, considering their circumstance. I've been seeing 711 quite a bit, which 711 speaks to mastery on the spiritual journey, mastery of something very spiritually aligned. But it also gives you the number 9. And 9 is represented in the tarot by the hermit. So somebody is very much in hermit mode on a journey of self-discovery. Somebody has intentionally gone within to reflect and introspect. And what's coming up is very heavy and emotional. Hence why I feel very heavy and emotional. It is taking everything in me right now to not cry. And I'm not 100% sure what the fuck I would be crying for other than I am channeling somebody's energy that is not my own. Some energy that's not my own. So, I have made a couple of notes. It's really not a lot. But one thing that came to mind also is that on this journey of self-discovery, many of you dominant masculine energies or feminines who are exploring your masculine energy are finding that you are very much a shaman, that you have the capacity to connect with nature and animals in ways that you don't know many other people who express that they connect with nature and animals and sounds and time travel and things of that nature, plants in that way. It's not something that's familiar in your surroundings, and for some of you, your family. Or like maybe it's skipped some generations where your great great grandmama, was a herbalist, or your great great granddaddy was a shaman or something like that, but it skipped some generations. So it's not something that's very common to you and your closest relatives. And I don't mean close by people you connect with, but just like your immediate family is what I'm trying to say. So you're discovering these gifts and talents, and it's bringing up things from your past. It's also helping you to get clearer about your present and your future, because you're able to transcend time and space. For some of you, you're exploring your Akashic records, and you're having visions of former lifetimes. I am channeling my ass off right now. I feel it in my crown chakra. You're exploring past lives. You're having visions of experiences that you've had in other dimensions and realms. You're connecting with ancestors and spirit guides more clearly. Divine guidance and messages are coming to you clearer by way of where you are on your journey, but you've reached the part where you're having to face some tough shit. For some of you, that tough shit looks like trauma and abuse in some way, neglect and abandonment. Yeah. And for some of you, it's experiences that you've had in adulthood. It's experiences that you've had as a young adult. It's experiences that you've had as a child that are prompting you to reparent yourself and explore how that's connected to how you show up emotionally, sexually, spiritually as an adult, mentally as an adult. And then there are those of you who are your exploration and what's being excavated, what's come up for you, crosses lifetimes. It's things that you've experienced from other lifetimes. Lack, poverty, trauma, abuse, scarcity. And I applaud y'all. Like that's what it takes to face, to confront, to name your monsters under the bed. Some of you are doing that by way of meditation, journaling, plant medicine. Some of you have people you trust to have those conversations with, and that is helping you. But it's very intimate, whatever it is, because you're still on that hermit journey. And so the things that are coming up for you are dear to you, like you hold it dear to your chest. So you wouldn't tell any ass body about it. You wouldn't have vulnerable conversation or exploration of it with anybody. For some of you, that's you talking to a therapist, a counselor, a trusted friend, family member, whatever the case. Some of you are removing the veil around deep family trauma, generational shit that don't nobody talk about. First, I'm recording this the day after Christmas. And for some of you, this is the first year that you refuse to sit around your abusers and play nice and act like everything is okay and nothing ever happened. For some of you, you went around your abusers and you were so uncomfortable, and divinely so. That's called divine discontentment. You were so uncomfortable that you swore to honor yourself and never put yourself in that position again. Some of you were so uncomfortable that the truth had to come out. Some of you made vows to yourself to honor yourself by honoring the truth of your narrative, even the ugly parts, regardless of who it includes, who it embarrasses, who it makes uncomfortable. And for those of you who are resonating with anything that I am saying, I applaud you. I'm intentionally going to spend some time doing some altar work, and I'm kind of making a mental note to send up some prayer for those of you who resonate with this message and how what you're currently experiencing is cataclysmically shifting your narrative, and governing how you move forward on your journey. So 711 may be a significant angel number for you all. Many of you are healing mother wounds. Not that the father wound isn't a thing. For some of you, you resonate more with healing the father wound, but it's something standing out to me about the mother womb and how the mother womb has affected how, as masculines, you've shown up in your relationships with feminine counterparts. Your view of women, or feminines, because feminine ain't gotta be a woman. It's reminding me of a reading I did, The Miseducation of the Masculine, or something like that. But how you've been miseducated about feminine energy and women. How you've lived with a distrust of women because of the example that your mother or your auntie or some feminine energy that mistreated you, because of their example, their abandonment, their neglect, their abuse. How that has at an early foundational part of your life, how that has affected your relationships going forward. I need this feeling to lighten up. God damn. The more I'm talking, it is, but I guess not at the rate that I wanted to. And maybe that's symbolic of where you all are on your journey, because you are aware of what it is that you're experiencing and how it's important and imperative to your journey. Instead of running away from it, you're moving through it. But you want this shit to speed up. You're getting impatient with the process, because it hurt. It don't feel good, but it's worth it. As someone who I've had to face a lot of trauma, and a lot of it by myself. In this, like, I've had the help of my ancestors, my team of light, the voice of God within me, navigating me through things as they've come up. But there was a lot of shit that I had suppressed, because that's a trauma response. When you go through tough shit, one of the common things that we do in order to survive and move past it is to push it to the far crevices of our minds. But the moment we have a spiritual awakening, which aligns with having a heart chakra awakening, we feel everything within our heart, the good, bad, the ugly, and the fucking indifferent. And it's part of the process. It's a purification process. It's a cleansing process. So that on the other side of that, once you've cleansed your heart from all those traumatic experiences, recent and otherwise, you can experience pure divine love. You can experience pure unconditional love and Christ consciousness. That is what it is to be Christed, to have that coherence between your crown chakra and your heart chakra, for your head and your heart to finally be in alignment and not in battle with each other. As masculines, you all are taught to be mentally dominant, logical, rational, as if your heart ain't supposed to fucking exist in your human experience. And that is a whole lie and a way that the patriarchy has set y'all up for failure. Your heart is meant to lead you into places and spaces that fulfill you. But in many of your foundational years, when your heart was pure, somebody and something tainted it. And without the knowledge and the resources and the support for the healing, you didn't have the language or the directives for addressing those things. So then here comes the drugs, here comes the sex, here comes the lifestyle that numbs what ultimately you want to but can't get rid of. But you have gifts, you have talents, and you have things that even those traumatic things could not kill in you. You have a light within you that they try to, whether consciously or subconsciously, put it out. And they couldn't. They might have dimmed it, but they couldn't put it out. And especially as we enter this universal year one, yeah, you being led by way of every intricate detail of your journey to shine your light. It is full wattage. And led to do it because there are other people who are awakening right along with and behind you who need your example. So just like there's possibly people around you who have been a good example of what it is to do the healing and live in your authenticity, you're being called to do the same thing. Many divine masculines are being called into being teachers and sharing your experience and how you healed yourself and overcame the methods of healing that you used. And for some of y'all, the struggle that you're now in is coming out of hermit mode. That's a real thing. I keep saying I'm going to do a class on it because we go through our awakening, we go in hermit mode, we do the learning, we do the exploring, we do the researching, we do the work and heal ourselves. We learn more about ourselves, and then we get comfortable there. We don't want to come out. We learn to enjoy our own company. It'd be like, shit, I just stay right here. I ain't got to go out in the community. I don't got to fuck with them people. I ain't got to call nobody. I don't got to interact. I don't have to commune. I'm straight right here. And that is, we're not meant to live like that. And so then you have to pull yourself out of hermit mode and shine your light and be a vessel of love and light for other people to see and be a teacher. The hermit archetype is also a teacher. If you look at the hermit card, he has a lantern that he's holding. And the thing that's coming to mind now is that 2026 is a universal year one, which the Orisha who aligns with The number one is Obatala, and Obatala is a wise elder. The the man in the hermit card is an elder. That's an old man. Um, Shining his light, because you're meant to take the wisdom that you've learned from your experiences and understand that you didn't just go through that shit. Um, it wasn't just for you. You're meant to help other people with what you've learned. And so for some of you, you're struggling to get out of student mode, learning and observing and being curious and shifting into teacher mode. But whatever the case, I am going to share a message with you that has come to mind from the Isis Oracle deck. I am going to be reading it from the guide book. I just wanted to make sure I ain't forgot nothing. Nope. I told you I ain't had that many notes. But you're very much in your shaman bag. Let's see. If you like me, I learned about shamanism. Like, it's like I bagged into it. Something in me knew that listening to the music would invoke something. So then I just looked up shamanic journeying music or shaman music or whatever. And then after the experience that I had meditating with shamanic drumming music, I bought a book to explore some of the details of being on a shamanic journey. So like the shit be in your DNA. This whole journey is us remembering shit from times past, ancestral gifts, ancestral curses, just remembering shit about ourselves so that we can use all of it to navigate this journey. I'm pretty sure running my mouth, I done went past this page. There you go. I'm about to read this in its entirety because I feel like it's something in it for anybody who resonates with what I'm saying, and I don't want to leave nothing out. So with Porter of Light, she glides on wings through time and space. It is only this physical reality that is bound by time and space. You are a being conscious on levels beyond the physical world. You are guided to work with your healing powers beyond the confines of time and space and to allow yourself, your sense of self, to expand. It is safe for you to do this now. You will not become ungrounded through such spiritual growth. You are not leaving your earthly awareness. You are instead adding to it. For many of you as masculines, you are taught that your experience is to provide and protect and to make sure that everything in this earthly realm is as it should be. That you are responsible for the earthly matters. But what this is saying is that you're meant to balance your masculine and your feminine energy and have that experience as a whole human being. You're meant to experience rest. You're meant to experience care. You're meant to experience receptivity and not just giving. Yeah, you're a dominant masculine, and it fulfills you to provide. It fulfills you to protect. It fulfills you to have all of the earthly things in order. It makes you feel like more of a man or a masculine energy. But the feminine energy feeds the health of your masculine energy. They work together, and you're no less a responsible, grounded, earthly being because you explore your spirituality and your spiritual gifts and your femininity. It says you are growing in power and awareness. You have had breakthrough insights where you realize that you are not who you thought you were. You are, in fact, a much vaster being. That's an ego death. Because that ego limits you. That ego have you thinking you this and you that, putting labels on yourself and limits on yourself. But when you start to tap in spiritual, you be like, God damn, I'm a bigger beast than I thought I was. These motherfuckers have no clue what I'm capable of. And I love that for y'all. But it does not come without facing some demons, facing some shadows. And sometimes those demons are reflected to us and the people we love the most. hence those mother wounds, hence the family drama and trauma that we have to face. And sometimes that we have to not cultivate, but like sometimes the things that come up, we got to shake the table. We got to be the one to bring the drama. We got to be the one to we got to be the storm. We not going to always get to our healing and our happy place by way of peace. Peace serves a purpose, but sometimes you got to be willing to go to war for your peace, you know? So some of you may be experiencing some of that and struggling with it because, especially if you come from the Christian faith, you taught to turn the other cheek. You don't turn the other cheek on nobody's abuse. That's not self-love. That's not self-honoring. And that is not Christ-like. Christ, from my research, flipped tables. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure there's some other more aggressive things that Christ did that they not telling us about. But that's, baby, don't take me down that rabbit hole talking about the lost books and the book of Enoch and all that. Just know that being Christ-like for me has required deeper, more personal exploration as someone who has a foundation in basic Baptist Christianity. Where did I stop? You are growing in power and awareness. You have had breakthrough insights where you realize that you are not who you thought you were. You are, in fact, a much vaster being. Sometimes this was shocking and uncomfortable and difficult to accept. At other times, it was gentle and made much sense to you. You are learning to integrate this awareness of your vast self into your life. The practical consequences of doing so are extraordinary. To live with less and less fear and insecurity, to become more detached and more passionate, more loving and less demanding, to need less and receive more, to feel more joy and exert less force to attain it. Such wonderful gifts await you. You also become capable of exerting healing influence beyond time and space, which means being able to help free yourself and others if you choose to share your healing gifts. You can learn to create freedom from trauma, attachment, history, and any other situation that may drain life force and distract from divine love, no matter whether occurring in this or any other lifetime. That further supports what I was saying about what you're going through, how you're healing yourself, and how that's meant for you to heal others. So basically, it is saying many of y'all who are watching this or under the sound of my voice, listening to me, are learning to create freedom from trauma, attachment, history, and any other situation that has drained your life force energy and distracted you from divine love. I don't give a fuck what nobody else tell you. If you don't ever believe shit else I say, believe me when I say that your main purpose for being here on this earth, recycling into this earth plane at this very point in time in history, is to love. Not to drive a fancy car, not to amass a bunch of women, not to impress some other nigga, not to have a fancy title on your resume, not to have a zillion zeros followed by a decent number in your accounts, not to have a high credit score, like not even to be well traveled. The main point of you being here is to love. And you got to start with loving yourself. And then everything that you do thereafter as an extension of your love for self has to be reflective of your love for yourself. And your love for yourself is anchored in your love for God. And then everything is in alignment and shit just start flowing. Trust me. The way I've been being blessed here lately, because I'm embodying that principle of loving the God within me and letting that be how I move in this world and how I treat people, and what I prioritize in my life. Man, listen, God be surprising me every day with just how blessed I am and how loved I am and how appreciated I am. I went to go pick up some of my art, and it ain't just financial, but I'm using this as an example. I went to go pick up some of my art from Hattie Lou Theater that I had up there for a few weeks. They had a bazaar and they let different people come up there and set up. So I was one of the people they chose that applied to set up your products or your art or whatever you make. And so I go pick up my stuff. I had sold one of my originals, 3 of my prints. Happy about that. And I had some time on my hands, so I went to this nearby store that I used to go to all the time. It's a spiritual supply store. And I had mentioned to the owner of the store that I had some of my art with me. She bought a painting. She was like, yeah, let me see some of your stuff. And she bought one of my original paintings. And when I tell you, like, that was some coin, I knew I was going to pick up a check from Hattie Lou and pick up my art. But I wasn't expecting her to bless me in that way. But I'm in alignment. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm loving how I'm supposed to be loving. I'm pouring into me, and I'm reflecting the God within me the way I'm supposed to be doing it. So I should not be surprised that I'm being blessed the way I'm being blessed, because I'm in alignment with the blessings. So I just share that with y'all so that you understand how this shit work. Let's see. Isis guides you to powers and abilities to heal that are beyond time and space. It starts with the realization that what has happened in the past has power over you only to the extent that you allow it. The portal of light is being opened to you now to travel through time and space, to release the past, to open up to a future bright, and to call for more power in the present moment. Once you've done this for yourself, if you are guided into the healing path, then you can share this with others. When it comes to releasing, there's a myriad of ways to release the energy. One part is to speak your truth. Get that shit out. Get it off your chest. Like how I had to come down here because I felt heavy in my chest and I had to release it verbally to y'all. So say what you need to say to who you need to say it to, and know that you're protected. And fuck how it turned out. But also, you can write it down. Even like if the person's not here for you to say it to, or if somebody is not safe for you to have conversation with, write that shit down. Get it off your chest. Burn it. Release it to the divine. Release it to your ancestors and spirit guides too. Y'all got it. I'm no longer holding on to this. You know what I'm saying? But get that shit off your chest. Many of y'all got shoulder problems, chest pains, heart pains, back problems because of all the shit you've been carrying. And again, some of this shit you've been carrying from lifetime to lifetime, this recurring pattern or experience. Release that shit. One of the best times to do a release is a full moon. But if it ain't a full moon and you feel strongly that you need to release something, write that shit down, say what you gotta say, or you could take a releasing bath. I personally make spiritual baths for my clients. So if you're needing me to make you a bath, hit me up. You can email me and let me know what's going on, and I can make you a releasing bath. But I don't really want to go too far into that about like particular ingredients and shit like that. I'm gonna give you an easy one though, especially as it aligns with a batala. Work with hyssop, whether it's I think you can do hyssop as a tea, but hyssop in Psalms 51 or 52, and some olive oil. Put that in your bath, or drink it as a tea. Pray over that tea before you drink it. It's a myriad of ways to manifest this healing, y'all, and to release. Also, a detox. I'm about to do a 3-day all liquid detox. Cleansing yourself physically is a good way to also cleanse yourself energetically. So if you're needing assistance in that way, feel free to hit me up and we can have a more intimate, personal, tailored, custom conversation about how to release. But on some real shit, I would be offering my expertise and experience, but intuitively, you can just ask your guides to lead you. The same way my guides and my intuition lead me on spiritual shit, y'all got that capacity too. I want to make sure that y'all understand you don't have to be dependent or codependent on nobody for your healing. It's good to have the support along your journey, but it's not necessary. Let's see. Be guided by the love and blessing of Isis to assist you in this sacred interdimensional travel now for healing and understanding, more growth and peace. Ooh, I'm hot. I am hot as fuck right now. I mean, like, internally, I'm hot. For some of y'all, the work that you're doing, it's clearing your chakras and your neural pathways and your spinal column, and you're experiencing a profound Kundalini awakening where you are like a lot of different shit, new shit is coming online, and you fired the fuck up. I am so hot right now. If you have also drawn the Oracle of the Merkaba, then part of your particular soul gift is an ability to navigate between spiritual dimensions of reality, shifting from lower vibrations of fear and bringing through higher vibrations of love to allow for peace and release. The combination of the Merkaba card and the Portal of Light card means you have the ability to not only navigate dimensions for healing with a natural soul ability to be present in lower vibrational realities, such as those of fear and competition on earth at present, and simultaneously be anchored in high vibrational soul realities of love, peace, and truth. This is for those of you who are still, say, working in or frequenting environments where they low vibrational as hell. Working with the Merkaba, which is that vehicle of light that's like, it's like a triangle that points in different directions and it spins around your light body, and it protects you as you travel through dimensions and different energies as you ascend, so that you don't burn out your light body or your energy. So for those of you, you're going through an awakening, but you got to go to work around these low vibe ass people all the time. Or like me, I do events and readings that call me into dark places, places with dark energy. And I'm able to, I've had people question me on it, like, you a healer. Why you be going to these low vibe ass places, setting up as a vendor and doing reads? That's where I'm being called. That's where the people who need my help are. That's where I'm needing to be visible. So for some of you, you're having that experience where you are on your journey right now circumstantially requires that you be around people who aren't elevating and ascending the way that you are. But working with the Merkaba helps you to sustain your energy without your high vibe energy and your ascension journey without burnout. It says this makes you a powerful source of light, and the Lady Isis and her beloved star Sirius offer you divine peace and protection now to help you in this sacred task of being a star of divine light and presence on the earth at this time. I'm telling y'all, being a star of divine light, many of y'all are being called to be teachers, and y'all gotten comfortable with being students. And the divine is like, get your ass up, get that testimony, start that platform, write that book, put that album out, paint that picture, tell your story, express yourself. Tell the people that journaling helped you through some tough ass times, and teach them how to journal. Encourage them to journal. Meditation helped you through some tough ass times. Tell the people. That's how I ended up before y'all now. God was like, nope, you done learned all this shit. Your nosy, nerdy ass and learned all this shit. Go tell people how you use this practice and that practice to help yourself. Because the same way it helped you, It's gonna help them. And I fought it. I was like, "Ooh, I don't want to be the God said girl. That is embarrassing." When I think about all the people I've done readings for and helped at this point, who wouldn't have gotten what I provided for them had I stayed in my ego, man, I'm glad I got over it. I'm glad my ego died to my purpose. The oracle of the portal of light also brings special guidance that a phase of time or experience is over and a new cycle at a higher vibrational turn of the spiral is beginning. So prepare to ascend. For many of y'all, the hard part is over. You made it. You made it through. The rest of the journey is peace that surpasses all understanding. It's peace like you've never known peace before because you've done the hard part, you've done the heavy lifting, and the rest of the journey after this release is the reward. Expect things to become lighter, freer, and faster moving in your life, even perhaps while you appear to be more surrendered and more peaceful within yourself. So there's a ritual here. I'm not going to share that, but I am going to share the incantations for those of you who may want to use it in meditation. And you can just use the transcribe function of the video. In the settings, I think you're able to do closed caption so that the words pop up, or request a transcription of it. But it says, "In this light beyond time and space, I enter the portal of divine light and grace. I am free of shackles from this life or another. I surrender old fear to the divine mother. I now choose to be free of the past. In the present light of spirit, I now bask. In the portal of light beyond all time, love and light frees me into peace sublime." I think this second one is the same. Yeah, that's the same incantation. Before I close, I want to emphasize this part about surrendering old fear to the Divine Mother. For those of you who are struggling with mother wounds, know that the same way God expresses God's self as a father, we quick to be Father God. God expresses God's self as a mother, and that you lack nothing in that area. Your earthly mother has gotten you as far as your earthly mother could. Your earthly mother showed up to the capacity that your earthly mother could. That does not mean that you continue to invest in, entertain, condone, reward their behavior in any way. You are absolutely to walk in truth, acknowledge truth, set your boundaries, and so forth. But know that nurturing, divine, feminine, motherly energy is still available to you by way of the Great Mother. So I hope this message found y'all well, even though everything in my spirit says for some of y'all don't feel good right now. But I do hope something was said that leaves you well. If you are needing a personal reading, feel free to inbox me to book a personal reading. You can email me at turquoisemajesty@gmail.com or book an online reading on my at my Etsy store. Feel free to leave your comments below should anything that was said have resonated with you. Don't forget to click that like button if something that was said resonates with you. And until next time, y'all, ain't no telling when next time will be, because here lately, if I'm led to go ahead and turn the camera on, I got to go ahead and turn it on. And so it may not be monthly. It could be tomorrow. But until whenever next time is, y'all. Peace.